Hello everybody, this is Phill Grove here in beautiful Round Rock, Texas today, and I'm here to show you a little real estate project I'm working on. This is a little house that we're picking up here in Round Rock, Texas, and I'm going to do a little walkthrough. This is about a 1,200 square foot house, and the owner wants to sell it, and we're going to buy it. So let me tell you how this little deal works. The front of the house, as you can see, is brick. The rest of the side is kind of a composite shingle. And I'll do a little walk through the house. We've got the living room. Now this is really nice. They actually put some nice tile, so all the flooring is good in the main living areas. Fireplace. Ceiling has a popcorn tile on it. And let me take a minute and explain kind of our exit strategy on this house. This particular house has been owned by these owners for about 17 years, and they need to sell the home. Turns out they only owe $66,000 on the home, and the after repaired value on this home is about $115,000. So there's a fair amount of equity in the home. We negotiated with the homeowners, and the homeowners actually gave us a really good deal. They're willing to let us buy the house for $69,000. So we're getting a pretty good deal on this house. And how does that work? Not only can we get the house for $69,000, but we can get it with the existing loan subject to financing. In other words, we're going to give the sellers $4,000 cash, and then we're going to take over the payments on the existing $66,000 loan. So for $4,000 cash, we get this great house with a $66,000 loan. Now, what's our strategy here? Well, we could fix it up and sell it, and if we did that, we could sell it for about $115,000. But what we're going to do with this house is we're going to do something called an AMPS strategy, assignment mortgage payment strategy. And what that means is that we're going to owner finance the house. We're going to turn around and sell this house with owner financing. And by selling it with owner financing, it will sell faster, and it will sell for more money, a premium price. So we expect we're going to be able to sell this house for around $130,000 with a $10,000 to $15,000 down payment. What are we going to do with that $10,000 to $15,000 down payment? Well, we're going to use it to make a few repairs that are needed and to pay the money to the sellers that the sellers are requiring. So what are the repairs? Well, since we're going to owner finance this property, we don't actually have to take this renovation as far as if we were doing a regular renovation. In other words, the house has older countertops, but you know what? They're not in bad condition, so we're just going to leave them. The stove is fine. The dishwasher is fine. We've confirmed that it works. It's older, but it works. The countertops are older, but they work. So everything you see here in the kitchen is just fine, and we're going to leave it all alone. There's an old light fixture up here. Again, in a remodel, we'd probably replace that, but in an owner finance sale, we will leave that the same. The light fixtures and fans are kind of old and dated, but they're just fine for owner financing. Let's walk around and look at the rest of the house. Now, as I look at the paint in this room, it's not fresh, but it's in good enough condition for, again, selling a home with owner financing. Going down the hallway here, we've got a bathroom. Let's check this out. Howdy. And, you know, an old tub. It's actually an inexpensive plastic tub. You can tap on it. But, you know, the surround is in pretty good shape. So maybe a little caulk and we're good to go. Toilet, sink, again, old fixtures, but, you know, everything works and it's good enough to sell with owner financing. When we go into some of the bedrooms, you can see the carpet's really trash. So we're going to have to definitely replace the carpet. Even selling with owner financing. But the good news is it looks like everything is tile except for 3 bedrooms, which we'll look at. So 3 small bedrooms for carpet is going to be a very inexpensive amount of carpeting. Now you'll notice there's a window unit in the window, and you'll see some different window units in the house. Why is that? Turns out that the central air is not functioning. And we had an air conditioner guy come out here, and we need to do a $1,500 repair to the air conditioning. I also see some chips and scratches in the paint. So I think in these bedrooms we are going to have to paint and carpet them. But again, the good news is there's only a couple of bedrooms and they're very small, so the amount of renovation, if you will, paint and carpet, is going to be pretty inexpensive. I'm estimating around $4,000 max to paint and carpet all, or actually about $3,500, all of the bedrooms and make some other repairs, and then about $1,500 to replace the external air conditioning unit. This is the master bedroom. Again, it's a little messy in here, but we anticipate, again, we're going to have to do a little paint and carpet. And finally, this is the master bath. Hi, everybody. It's pretty messy, but everything works. It's got a little garden tub here with a shower. It all works, and we're going to keep it pretty much as is. So that's our exit strategy. I'll show you a couple of other things as we walk out of here. We're going to take a look also at the backyard, because there's a few other little renovation issues back there. The siding on the house is functional, but it's kind of this old composite press board. Ideally, you might want to paint this, but we're not going to. But there are a few places like this where the trim is a little chewed on and or rotted. This has a chimney, and the chimney's got a wood surround. That never works, so you always see rot on the wood at the bottom of these chimneys. And we're going to just replace a little bit of that trim, and that's literally, we're just going to put some trim over that rot spot, and that's going to cost a couple $100. And look at that. That is called a TV antenna. Remember when we used to have those? You got a little bit of rot along the bottom here, but again, you can just simply put a 2 or 3 inch piece of trim along the bottom, and that will be as good as new. So a few $100 to just shore up and repair some of this little trim around the house. $1,500 to replace the outside air conditioning unit, and a few $1,000s to paint and carpet just the bedrooms. The roof was actually replaced about 10 years ago. It's a 20-year roof, and it's in good enough and functioning condition. So, in a nutshell, we are going to buy this house subject to the existing financing for $66,000, plus we're going to give the seller $4,000. So we're going to begin it to $69,000. Then we're going to spend $5,000 to $6,000 on repairs, which means we're going to be out of pocket about $10,000 with a cost basis of around $74,000. We're then going to sell the house owner finance for around $130,000. We're going to ask the buyer to give us $10,000 to $15,000 down. So the $10,000 to $15,000 recoups the capital we put into the house. We may be able to pocket another $5,000, depending on how much money the buyer has to put down. And then here's the cool part. We continue to make the payment on the underlying $66,000 loan while we're now collecting the payment on the $130,000 loan. So we're getting a huge amount of monthly cash flow, and then after a period of 3, 4, 5 years, when the buyer refinances, we get the difference between the $130,000 loan and the $66,000 loan, which is, what's the math on that? $54,000. So we get some nice monthly cash flow. We get another $54,000 back end, and we get a little more money from the down payment on the front end. And bingo, we've got ourselves a nice little AMPS deal. Now, I will say this is not a typical AMPS deal. In a typical AMPS deal, you're not going to get that much, or maybe even any equity out of the deal. And a typical AMPS deal, we're probably not going to make any renovations. We're going to just buy it as is and sell it as is. So it's not really a typical AMPS deal. But I like to use it as an example of the types, of deals that are possible using this strategy. And I would say this is probably going to be a home run. So this is an example of, you do a lot of marketing, and sometimes you find a deal just like this. This particular one's going to be a home run. We like home runs. And if you do enough marketing, you're going to get some singles and some doubles, and occasionally you'll get a home run as well. So anyway, I'm Phill Grove. Thanks for joining me. See you on the next one. Bye.